Wow, during the last video, there was a bolt of lightning that struck just outside, and this hasn't happened to me in a long time. The bolt of lightning which hit the ground, I don't know actually what it hit, I tried to go out and find it. It was so close that the electrostatic pulse that emanated from that lightning strike actually passed through the entire house and my body, and it's a very neat feeling. It's kind of like being pricked with like 1,000 needles, except totally different, and it kind of washes over your body. That electrostatic discharge. Wow, that was really close. It was deafening too. I mean, I'm inside the house, so it wasn't like totally deafening, but wow, the entire house shook. Now, of course, since I actually felt that, I didn't actually notice the shaking of the house until like immediately. Anyway, that's really neat. It's not good to get struck by lightning, but which I was not struck by lightning, which I know a lot of people would probably love to see me struck by lightning. Anyway, I wanted to make a point of warning. I talked last week to a large a large camera seller up in New York. It wasn't B&H Photo, it was somebody else. And they had no idea who I was, and I made a comment about all these people hot linking to their website, and he says, and I said I make YouTube videos on photography. He had no idea who I was, nor should he. And he says, you oughta talk to a guy up in marketing. He says, you know, a lot of these guys is doing YouTube. You know, they're making some really good money. I said, oh yeah, I know they are. It's not like that's anything new. I mean, I knew that, of course. Listen up, I'm a total oddball, which of course most people will admit to, and certainly I will. My house is a library. Look at this house is paid for, it's a library. I really only care about a few things: wisdom, comprehension, inventing things. I love to go out and photograph. I have now for over 20 some years. I think my first camera was a Yashica 124 matte. It was a twin lens reflex camera. I'm pretty sure that was actually the first camera that I ever had. Since I made a couple of videos, and I don't do Canon reviews, and this likely be the last time that I mention Canon stuff, but this video is not about Canon. All the Canon fanboys crawled out of the woodwork because of this pathetic spec camera. And you know, they loved calling me a Nikon fanboy, but since they don't watch any of my videos, which is fine too, you know, they kind of forget the fact that I have made maybe like 20 or 30 attack videos on Nikon for the stupid stuff that they do. Nikon and Fuji and you know, nobody gives me anything, you know, and none of them are regulating what I say. I think everybody has their own little place on YouTube, you know. If people want to pimp books and gear and t-shirts and their crazy little silly workshops for God knows how many hundreds of dollars a day, that's fine. You know, I'm no idiot. I know people have to feed their children and pay the bills. You know, there's no problem with that. I do have a problem with people actually falling for hype and used car salesman BS. I don't want anything of what these other people want. I don't want it. I want nothing. There's an ancient saying that says the richest person is the one who wants nothing. And there's actually a lot of truth to that. As far as recommending gear, I mean, you know, my feedback, you know, despite the fact that I have a kind of a pissy personality, and people are like, oh, you're condescending, and you know, I don't like you, and your voice sucks. I'm like, well, that's all fine, you know. I have never once asked anybody, please subscribe. You know, all these people that keep making all these YouTube videos, please subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click the like below. And have I ever said that? No, and I'm never going to. Please love me. Oh, subscribe below. The reason that people do that is because people that get more subscribers, that causes Google algorithms to direct more people, so it creates a bigger funnel for people to funnel in, and it's kind of like getting sucked into a hole of you know, like a used car salesman. Go watch whatever pleases you, but just don't fall for salesmen's pitches and hypes, and realize that these people are selling something. I mean, they are. I'm not selling anything. I would never have anybody directed to buy into hype about new and shiny stuff if it wasn't good. You know, everybody has their own little perspective, and that's all well and fine. I like to stick to the facts, and ultimately, you know, people can. A lot of people, for some reason, and it's because you weren't taught this in school, you confuse episteme, you confuse facts with doxa, opinions. Doxa and episteme are two different things. You know, it's like if these are the specifications, then those are the specifications. You know, those aren't opinions, they're facts. That means that comparatively, compared to everything else, if this camera is horribly specified, and as far as, you know, it's like time warp from 6 years ago in its specs and it's horribly priced, then this is existential episteme. It's empirical facts that this camera is not something that would be, you know, recommended. This video is not about Canon. I did notice all the Canon fanboys crawled out to, you know, to throw their snot at me, which is perfectly fine, and I expected that. When you're a chess player, I'm not a chess player anymore. You can always usually see a few moves ahead. You know exactly what people are going to do. You can even hear the thunder outside right now. So I would never have anybody directed into the hype. You know, most of the cameras that I've been recommending have been old cameras that people have been very happy with. Incredible timeless cameras like the Nikon D3, D700, D7100 now has been out for years, but it's an awesome camera for the money. The D7100 right now is filming my ugly face. I could actually put the D500 on the tripod and do it and film in 4K, but who the hell wants to see my face in 4K? Honestly, you know? Do you need to, you know, see my face in 4K? No, I don't even want to see my face in 4K. Let's be realistic. I've asked for like a PayPal donation here or there. The truth is, with YouTube revenues and PayPal donations, it works out to be about between like $600 to $900 a month. And considering the fact that I spend all day answering emails and comments, and obviously, you know, my videos don't require anything to produce, and they're not even edited, really, you know. But I mean, I'm working 7 days a week, and I'm basically making $1 an hour, and I'm pretty sure that after so many years in college that I could go out to Burger King right now and make more than $1 an hour. So since I'm not selling books or t-shirts or workshops like the rest of these knuckle pusses are doing, yeah, you know, so what does that work out to? Let's say $800 a month divided by 4. 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah, obviously. $200 a week. So please don't, I'm sick of comments, people saying that, you know, I'm doing the, yeah, I spent many years in college, and I know 6 languages, and my house is paid off, and you think that I'm going to be working for, you know, I'm doing this for the money at $200 a week. I can go flip burgers for more money than that and not have to deal with, you know, crazy comments of people, you know, flinging their boogers at me, you know. Oh, I hate you, you're just a shit, no, you know, you're ugly. No, it's fine. You know, I never ever told anybody, please subscribe to this channel, please click the like below. Have you ever heard me say anything like that? No, I haven't. No, so, you know, watch whatever pleases you. All of these fools that are selling books and workshops, and they're hot linking their videos to large camera distributors up in New York City so they can get kickbacks, they have to pay the bills, and they have to, you know, feed their children. You know, I have to pay bills too. I don't have any children, I don't have a wife, so I don't have many bills like those guys do. My house is a library, and I actually like information. I actually like wisdom. I like to use information as a tool towards wisdom, and that to me is the most important thing. You know, I've seen some of these people that are sponsored by camera companies, and they're flown all over the world, and that's all well and fine. So they can sink their teeth into your brain as you watch their video as they're shooting, you know, so-and-so in the jungles of Djibouti. It's like, here we are with the new Sony so-and-so, and we're in the jungles of Djibouti taking a beautiful picture of Elise here. It's like, oh great, you know, you just got flown halfway around the world to, you know, that is really fantastic. That's kind of, That's no different than, Hardee's. Hardee's is a hamburger company for all you foreigners out there in Europe and whatnot. Hardee's is a hamburger company, and they have these stupid TV commercials where they show hot naked women in bikinis eating, nasty Hardee's hamburgers. You know, this sort of stuff is meant to sink into your brains like, oh my god, if I own one of those cameras, I'll be like that person, and I'm going to fly the world and take pictures of models. Yay! Oh my god! I'm going to go out and buy one of these overpriced cameras made by a consumer electronics company. Yeah. No, that's probably not a good reason or a good logic. Listen, we all have our own skills. There's plenty of room for everything. I don't go to the dentist to get advice on car repair, and I don't go to the car repair dude to get advice on dental work. I know how things work. I tear things apart. I fix them, and I will egotistically say that I know a good camera better than the rest of these people combined, and good lenses too. Photography is an art form. As I mentioned in a video yesterday, a micro contrast. This is a neat little cute camera. It's actually a USB drive. I can actually take an awesome camera and make it look like an awesome lens and make it look like another lens of poorer quality, but I can never take, for example, that awful lens and add in intertonal details like the really good lens has, and that's like really important. And there's not another single YouTube photographer, I use that word loosely, on YouTube that talks about stuff like that. Not a single one. So we all have our place, I'm kind of like, you shouldn't buy that camera because it's a piece of junk with design flaws, and it's prone to corrosion because they stuck part of the heat sink that breaks the thermal barrier of the camera outside of the main body of the camera, which is why these cameras have been coming up more and more recently as defective due to corrosion. And that there is an inherent design flaw in this camera. To me, that is slightly important rather than someone going, oh, look at me, I'm in the jungles of Djibouti shooting Elise here, wearing a lycra bikini. Oh, come on, Elisa. Yeah, girl, work it, girl. Yeah. Don't you wish you was here in the jungles of Djibouti taking a picture of this hot model? Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, I need some sunglasses and a fedora on. I'm sorry, my fedora is over there. I would never wear a fedora. Someone pointed me to another female photographer on YouTube, and this female photographer said, this female photographer on YouTube made a joke in her comment. She says, what's worse, murdering two people or wearing a fedora? Just don't fall for the hype, A camera is not just a camera, too. It's an ecosystem. And it's like, well, this company makes cameras. And I'm pointing out the fact that, what a camera is? A camera is not just a camera, it's an ecosystem. You see this company, for example, I'm not singling them out, they only make cameras, but they don't make lenses, Nikon, Fuji, Canon, these people have been around for decades and decades. They have an ecosystem. There's this magical thing that surrounds a camera called my patria feeling spirit is called an ecosystem. That means you could buy a camera, but there's no crap to support it. And there's also no tech support. And the customer service sucks. And it's like, when you buy this camera, what you don't see when you buy this camera? What? What don't I see? You see this camera here? Yeah, I see it. It looks really cool. Yeah, well, guess what? This company doesn't actually repair their own cameras. They outsource it, bink, to somebody else to repair. And the company that they outsource it to, they have a track rating that is beyond horrible. It is like if the devil had his own company and he had like a storefront, and you were like, check the Google ratings of the devil, and that like the devil killed his customers, they couldn't even get worse of a rating. The company that repairs their cameras have a rating that is so low, it should only be measured in negative numbers. Stuff like that is important. People say, oh my God, look at this new camera. Yeah, what you don't see about that camera is something else, and it's really important. I point stuff out like that. It's kind of like seeing beyond the obvious. It's like, oh my God, she's so pretty, and then I come up to that person, and go, yeah, you see that pretty chick over there? Yeah, she's so gorgeous. And I go, oh, guess what? She's got STDs. Yeah, if you have relations with that person, you're going to end up with a nasty disease that will require a shot of painful chemicals in your nether regions because that person has a STD. You know, people only see the superficial. And people that do that are doing what I call making a mistake. So listen, think, make logical, intelligent choices, and please don't fall for the fluff of these people that are pimping books. They're pimping workshops. It's like, come to my storefront and buy my gear, mate. Or, they're, buy our book, please subscribe, please click the like button, Pooey on that stuff, I don't trust used car salesmen. Hi, you should buy this guy. Used car salesmen, they used to actually stick sawdust in the engine to make it, like, run good for 40 miles back in the day. And it's like, after you've driven it for 40 miles, then it falls apart. So, just crooked tactics like that, No camera company is giving me anything. Actually, Fuji sent me a t-shirt, but that wasn't something for me. When Fuji sent me a t-shirt, when I wore that t-shirt, that was free advertising for Fuji. So really, that was not Fuji doing something for me. That was Fuji doing something for itself and giving me a t-shirt, because that was called, ha 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 ha, free advertising. It's just a t-shirt, for God's sakes, alright? Anyway, bye! Bye! And I'm not going to say subscribe, and I'm not going to say click the like button below. I've never said it, and I'm never going to say it. And I'm not selling anything either. And I'm not linked to a camera store, and I'm not linked to a camera company. Oh my God, what a novel idea. Hallelujah! Oh! Someone that's not selling something. Someone that's actually been repairing cameras and lenses for decades. Oh my God, that might be a unique perspective. Oh yes, girlfriend. Yes, it is.